going on, guys? Mr. Techbot here. I am out at Port Orleans Riverside location. As you guys have seen in the past, I've done the Port Orleans French Quarter. There are two parts of Port Orleans. You got French Quarter and you got Riverside. Now, this is the bigger of the two sides. A lot more buildings, and just, you know, overall theming is a little different, whereas that's French Quarter. This is more of like, you know, old school bayou type feel to it. And but this is a moderate resort, so it's going to be a little bit more expensive than the values, of course, like Pop Century, but it's going to be a lot cheaper than the deluxe resorts like Polynesian or Contemporary. So if you're within that range of moderate resorts, this may be a good resort for you guys to check out. So fantastic location. I've actually not spent a ton of time out at this location, so I'm excited to go in and pretty much explore myself. So let's get in there. Let's see what we can find. So of course, as we walk up to the front of the building, this is going to be the valet area. So it's not going to look that much different from French Quarter as far as the overall, I think, layout. But the look is a lot different. Of course, you got, you know, just small things like this tree right here has that great mossy oak look, swampish type of feel. But you know, that's, I think, what this area is going for. All right, entering into the lobby, of course, we got a nice big open lobby area right in front, a little sitting area for one to kind of hang out. And then we also have right next to the lobby is the big registration area. I love the high ceilings in here. As you can see, atrium looks great. Real, I don't know, just kind of calming, especially if you come out here, long drive to come out here, stuff like that. So we have some awesome sitting areas, great big lobby. You know, something welcoming to come and start your vacation. Now we have the River Roast. I believe this is the kind of bar area they have out here. They have a sitting area. I think you can get some quick meals, stuff like that, a little fireplace. Yeah, this is pretty much just like an open bar, like the Scat Cat over at French Quarter. So this is just a lot of fun. You want to come relax in the evening, maybe after a day at the parks. This is probably a good spot to check out, especially if you have kids with you. And of course, also right off of the lobby is the gift shop. Now, as I've said before, a lot of the resort gift shops are going to be basic. You're going to find a lot of this stuff kind of inside the parks. What I try to look for is what's going to be, you know, only at that location, like this stuff right here, right in front of you. You got a lot of Tianas, of course. This is Port Orleans. What else you're going to have? But you're going to have Tianas. Now, some of the stuff I haven't seen before. Maybe you need a nice big rolling pin. You got some great images of Tiana on there. This goes for $29.99. It's loud too. You know, if you like, oh, this is kind of cool. This is for like beignets. If you can do beignets, put your powdered sugar in there, siphon it through. That's a lot of fun. That's $19.99. Of course, you got aprons, some other Tiana shirts over here as well. Of course, you're gonna have the classic mugs and candy and, you know, quick treat items that you may want to bring back to your room. So there's just a lot of 50th merchandise out here. Not that bad. Honestly, the bag's actually kind of nice. I like these. This is a little bit of, you know, got Goofy and looks like Mickey's nephews. I'm not quite sure, but kind of a little fun display right up here. There's some stuff too for Port Orleans. Of course, a lot of resorts will have a picture kind of that you can take back and put on the wall, remind yourself of your vacation. These typically go for about $35, as well as you have, looks like it's more of a Tiana type of image. It's actually a lot of fun. I like that. Of course, you got some Cafe Du Monde beignet, or this is coffee mix right here from Cafe Du Monde. You got some pralines mix. You got some little right here, Cafe Du Monde beignet mix. Awesome. So this is Boatwright's dining hall. Of course, this is going to be more of your sit-down dining out here. I've heard a lot of things about this. Have not got a chance to eat here before. Maybe I'm going to have to change that. And check this place out. It smells. Oh man, I wish I could bring this smell to you. It smells fantastic. Whatever it is they're cooking. But as we keep moving on past boat rides, I believe we go to the quick service area. I like this old country type of look, kind of dining area. Now, you have plenty of, in these types of resort food court areas, I got plenty of choices to make. We got basic stuff. Like on this location, what do we have? We have this location, we got, looks like basic, burgers, Bayou Ale burger. They got some usually specialized items, grilled sandwich, stuff like that. Over here, looks like we got the pizzas, the pizza by the slice, or you can get a whole pizza. Over here, looks like we got more of your pastas, your chicken, parmesan. We got shrimp and grits. That sounds like a lot of fun. Baked gnocchi, turkey bolognese. Sounds pretty good. And then as we move along, you got the fish area. You got seared salmon, braised beef, jambalaya. You've got Walt Disney's favorite chili. We got gumbo. We got honey barbecue pork. So you get a lot of different selections out here at this. Plus, you've also got the bakery over here, which is typically one of my favorite. Let's go see what we got. One thing I noticed, I have these cakes here. They're about $20. That if you pre-order in advance, they'll customize them, but also write on your ears real quick for you if you need to. But we got the 50th cupcakes. We got the chocolate cupcakes. Of course, one must you need to do if you're staying here on property is you need to get the refillable cups for your stay. If you're staying for long periods of time, you need to get the refillable cups, because then you can come out here to these drink stations and go ahead and fill them up anytime. It'll save you a lot of money in the future. Because from the inside, like I said, it's got that country feel, a lot of fun, a lot of wood. The tables don't have all matching chairs, and I could see this from the inside. And this is, of course, a watermill, so you can kind of see all the water coming down through here, heading straight up to the watermill. That is pretty cool. Because again, I've been to French Quarter, I've stayed there, have not done Riverside, seen a lot about it, always been interested, but I think that's a lot of fun. I don't know if it has really any purpose other than a look, but this is cool. Looks like they also do carriage rides throughout the property. Of course, you see the horse and carriage right here. Yeah, so I don't know what the cost for those are, but that's something you want to look into. Is definitely, check it out, and I'm sure you can talk to somebody at the front desk. If I get a chance to talk to somebody, I'll let you know. But yeah, so you can do carriage rides through the property, which is great because this is a big property. So as I come back around, this is of course the back side of the check-in building, main building where all the restaurants and everything are as well. So, and then you also got the boat launch out here. So there is a boat launch for the river areas. As you can see, the boat right out here, and these launches will take you between French Quarter, Saratoga Springs, and I think you can take the boats all the way out to Disney Springs. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, I think that'll take you all the way out there. It's not mainly on the river stuff. So at the bridge, we find the main pool for this location. This looks like a lot of fun. I gotta definitely get the kids out here. It does have a water slide right up back there. No, we'll go around there. Plus, it looks like, again, kind of like that. Kind of like that watermill. It's got the water spouts come down, splash into the water. I just think the theming of that is fantastic. Looks like a lot of fun. Lots of shade, it seems to be out here, which is kind of nice, especially for this Florida weather. We get out here, but it is still fairly open, and just looks like a ton of fun. Looks like there is. That looks like relaxing. Looks like they got a couple of hammocks right out here for you to kind of relax on. Nobody's using it right now. And then they do have, just like most locations, they always have a outdoor eating bar area, which is where you're going to get mainly drinks and stuff like that, specialty items. I don't think you get food at these spots, but Muddy River. You get all kinds of cool specialty drinks, beers, wines, non-alcoholic as well. Here's another kind of overlook of the pool area from the bar. Of course, we got more covered, shaded sitting area, but of course, this is probably a better view of the pool. Like I said, it's not like French Quarter where it has a big dragon, but I kind of like this a lot better. It's got that country type of feel to it. Nice big pool, little island there. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. They got a water, like I said, you got a water slide up there for the kids. Lots of fun. I really like this pool. I don't know why I've never seen this pool before, but this pool seems just, especially on a hot day like it is today, and getting in there, jumping in would be a lot of fun right now. Now, one thing you got to remember at all Disney pools, you don't need to worry about bringing a towel with you. All Disney pools, I believe using values. I'm not 100% on value resorts, but they do have towel where you can use towels there and you return them right there. So I know all deluxe and moderate locations all have that available. I'm pretty sure that values do as well. So just remember that if you're coming out, you don't need your beach towels or anything. So you'll be okay. Now it doesn't look like, you know, some of these locations like over at French Quarter has a big kids playground area, water playground area with slides. This one just has, kind of like at Animal Kingdom, just has a big little kids pool area that's very shallow. So that's also something to think about if your kids like the slides and stuff like that. Maybe French Quarter will be a better spot for you. But if you want the pool, you want the main water slide, stuff like that, then maybe this is a spot for you. I'm just astonished at how much shade is out. I mean, look at, we got some more lounge chairs out here. We got a little bit of sun, but shade. I mean, the biggest sun I see is right there in the middle of the pool, but when you're in the water, who cares? But all the way around, you got so much shade. The only real shaded chair or sun chairs I see is right there. Now, of course, that's going to change as the day goes on because the sun moves, but there's a lot of shaded areas. I love it. Just like all the resorts out here, of course, they've got a fire pit. Usually, they do fire type outing between 6:30 and 7:30, it says. Of course, weather permitting. Usually have s'mores for the kids and, stuff like that for the kids to come and hang out and do a little bit of fun. The activity directors come out for that. And it's like we have now found a playground. Will be a great Manor resort without a playground. Now this, of course, is still well themed to this location because, of course, you got like what looks like to be a mill right there. A lot of fun. My kids will probably play on this for hours, to be honest with you. And it's like almost 2 sets. But yeah, no kids out here today, right now. But I guarantee you, closer to dinner time, you're gonna see all the kids out in this area. And they're gonna be playing on this. This looks like a lot of fun. So again, come out here to this resort. You got the pool, you got a playground. You could probably spend a whole day just at the resort itself. And as we fully round the pool area, we have that right up there is where the top of the slide is. Now, the slide's not the wooden area. The slide comes right down into here. So you got a couple turns and stuff. Not a very long slide, but, kids don't care. They're going to go up and down that all day long. Now, what we've just passed through, of course, you've seen probably what you're going to see when you first come up here. You're going to see the main building. You're going to see all the fun stuff. You're going to walk up here towards the pool area, But the best thing I do like about the resort, what I have known about this resort, is the building themes out here. Now, I've talked a lot about Polynesian having probably one of the best theming around. This is probably closely up there. French Quarter is up there with how they did their buildings. This one is so, I just love how they look at these buildings and how some of these buildings are made. So, it's fantastic look, great to see. And, you know, something that will be memorable to you guys as well. So let's go check them out. As we cross the bridge, of course, we're coming from the main pool area. You're gonna have multiple different areas like Magnolia Terrace, Oak Manor, Arcadia House. I believe there's even an area called Alligator Bayou. So, I mean, look at these, the front of these buildings. This is just on the side. This is one of the side ones. I love the white. I mean, it kind of reminds me of, you know, southern plantation style houses. I mean, just the look and all they give you a lot of times with the big pillars and everything. And we got a little courtyard here as well that will take us up to one of the bigger buildings that they have out here. I don't remember what, I think this is Magnolia Terrace is what this area is called. Not sure how many buildings per section, but oh my God, look at that as we come through the trees. That thing, that building just looks fantastic, but it's not far off from, you know, what would be at, you know, some of the other resorts where, you know, you have 3 floors, looks like, you know, you got the windows and the doors are all angled. So it's not far off from the similar type of rooms as French Quarter or Coronado or, you know, Caribbean Beach, but the theming, you know, and that's what you come to Disney for. That's why you come here, to check out the theming. This is what I'm telling you. I mean, look at the architecture on these. Now, remember, you come to Disney. Disney is an escape for you. Disney is going to give you a different feel. It's going to, you know, take the basic hotel and flip it around and give it a great theming. So you can step away from the norm, you can step away from what you're used to and come to something that's, you know, looks fantastic, has wonderful theming, is going to bring you into another level. And I think your family is going to love it as well. I mean, just like I said, the whole grounds around here is beautiful. It's a lot of green, you know, reminds you of like plantations and stuff like that. I love it. It's just a great look. And, you know, I can't look at this, you know, I just love how this looks all the time. I mean, to me, it just looks so great. As much as I love French Quarter, nothing can set you aside from the look of these buildings. I absolutely love it. Hopefully, if you come here, you get a chance to stay in one of these ones. But there are many other style buildings out here. This is just ones that have always stood out to me. So, of course, this is, again, right across the way from the main pool area. You've got the check-in building, which is right over there, kind of the end of it. You got the main pool right over there. So this could be one that you could recommend. Now, you can, whenever you go to resorts, you can always ask to be in a particular building. It all depends on what their occupancy is. So if there's a particular building, you can even put in a request before you get out here. So that way, you know, maybe you'll have it, you know, they'll already put you in before you get there. All right, we've stepped away from Magnolia Bayou and now we are at Oak Manor. Now, what I love about this is, first of all, there's so much more shade here. It's fantastic, but the layout with the 2 buildings on either side, and of course the main one down the middle, is not far off from where we were just at. Layout's pretty much the same, but it's crazy to me how much different Disney can make this look and feel. I mean, you still got the white columns, but now you got blue railings, and it's like, you know, going from one plantation to another plantation and having a whole different style look, but still kind of the same at the same time. Now, of course, this doesn't have a walk-up courtyard, but it does have this fantastic grass area right in front with a fantastic water fountain right out there. So now I think this is based much more upon Louisiana, but I mean, you could also think of this as like, you know, a South Carolina type thing, but definitely, since it's called Port Orleans, we're gonna stay within Port Orleans here. But fantastic look. I mean, you can't go wrong out here. Now, I'm seeing right here, we've got, it looks like they do a lot of horse-drawn carriage rides, because you got one here. It looks like we got another one coming right towards us over here. All right, just like before, as we leave Oak Manor, looks like we are heading into Parterre Place. Hopefully I said that right. I have no idea. It could be French. I don't know. But what I did want to show before I show the courtyard is I noticed back on the other side of Magnolia Bend, between the next building, they of course had a more of a quiet pool. Now, other than the main pool, of course, Disney will typically always do other pool areas to be able to check out maybe if you just want to go right outside your room, go to the pool, something a little bit more quiet. It's not gonna have the slides or anything, but it's gonna have a nice relaxing pool area. Again, this one's just as fantastic. Lots of shade, great look to it, kind of blends in with the areas around it. But you know, another great pool. So even though you may not want to go out to the main pool, you can still come out to these quieter ones and kind of have a little bit of family time. The other beautiful along this walk, this is actually just a beautiful walk. Nonetheless, there's lots of trees, lots of shade. Now we're coming in an area where there's gonna be a lot of sun, but having this river right here next to you just, it seems nice, it seems calm. But do not go in the water around here. Definitely not, as much as Disney does try to, you know, keep critters out like snakes and gators and stuff like that. You know, I'm sure there could still be some in there, who knows, but do not go in our waterways out here in Florida, for sure. There are plenty of signs out here to not do it. This is a very deep, low river because the boats come through, so just don't do it. Even in some of the locations that have like kind of beach areas, like at Polynesian, just don't do it. And of course, we have this wonderful little fountain out front here. And again, you know, another style of these rooms where, you know, this still has the blue railings, but now you don't have the brick anymore. It's like I said, it's like going down a plantation style neighborhood, and you know, they're somewhat similar, but they're somewhat different all at the same time. So this one's a lot of fun. Plus, I did notice out here, all these flags have princesses. Like we have Blair Rose here. We've got Belle over on this one. It's like we got Tiana over there. I wonder if she's back here again. Got, it's like rose red. And yeah, we got another Tiana over here. So looks like those are the four, and they just keep changing up between the different flags. But here's like the little rose garden. So it's a lot of fun. I like that. It looks beautiful, by the way. Absolutely beautiful. Now at the end of Parterre Place, we come to, of course, the bridge. This is pretty much the end of Riverside, but as you can see right over there, that is French Quarter over there. I believe that's building 7, so that's on the far end. Now if you wanted to go from French Quarter all the way over to Riverside, of course there is a walkway here that'll take you right underneath the bridge, and you can go right on over between the two. So maybe there's a meal item you want to have over at French Quarter, but you're staying at Riverside, you can always walk over there, or do what I like doing, you can take those wonderful boats. So just remember, if you are staying here, both resorts are very close to one another, so you can go from one to the next. Doesn't mean that just because you're at Riverside, you have to stay at Riverside. You may not be able to use the pool at French Quarter, but you can still go over to there because they've got like the Scat Cat Lounge. They've got, you know, the beignets over there. They've got, I mean, they've got a lot of good eating as well. So the eating over there is different than it is over at Riverside. So you can always go and do both if you just want a little bit of a change. Maybe you want to take the bus over there and then walk back over to your room. That's always an option too. So, you know, just to think about different things. A big property like this gives you a lot more options than, say, maybe a place like Caribbean Beach or Pop Century or something like that. So another good thing to think about if you're considering this for a location spot for yourself. Now, walking around this beautiful property, you know, one can think, hey, coming out here to Walt Disney World, why does my room type make a difference? And to some people it may not. To some people it's just, hey, it's a hotel room, someplace for me to sleep at the end of the night, someplace for me to store my clothes, stuff like that. I'm not going to spend a lot of time in this resort. I'm going to be out at the parks. And for a lot of you, that may very well be the case. But for some of you, if you're like me, the hotel is part of the experience. The hotel is what helps bring you, you know, your whole vacation together, whether or not it's a place you want to lay your head at or not. Now, you may be out of the parks all day, but you want something to come back to that's relaxing, that's calm, that, you know, is going to make you feel, okay, this is different than the resorts. This is going to help me settle down to get ready for the day I have again tomorrow. You pick what works for you. whether it be your price range, whether it be the amenities, whether it be the theming, whatever works for you, that's what you go for, because everybody thinks of vacation differently. And don't take my word for it, I just told you how I feel when I go out to these places. So just a thought, just an idea, something to think about. All right, we have now reached towards the end. These are called the Alligator Bayou buildings. These are more of a 2-story style of building. Rooms are fairly exactly the same, not big difference. Looks like they are doing some work on some of these buildings. You gotta remember, with Disney around here, they're always trying to update their rooms, keep them up to date, keep their buildings maintained, stuff like that. So do keep that in mind sometimes when you come around here to the different Disney locations. Now, I believe that the Alligator Bayou area pretty much encompasses the whole back area of this property. So you essentially have 2 different style of buildings. You have those plantation buildings we saw up front, which are fantastic. Then you got the Alligator Bayou buildings, which are more of this 2-story. Now, of course, from building to building, the color themes are going to change. The look, the railings may change, stuff like that. But again, the rooms are fairly the same from location to location. So as we've made our way around, of course, again, we got Alligator Bayou. We are right back to the main lobby area. And it's the side that I came out earlier. So it's even funnier because all this walking around, this is a giant circle I basically just walked around. I'm a little hungry. So after all that walking all the way around this property, again, it's basically a big circle. I built up kind of a appetite, so I decided to check out the gumbo. I even added a little bit of hot sauce to the top. So the gumbo is rice, sausage, chicken, and okra. Now, I'm not a huge okra fan, but I figured it's gumbo. You know, you're in a New Orleans style location. Why not try it? We're not in the French Quarter, I get it, but we're more of a still New Orleans style. And it was fairly good, well priced, I think. It was $8.99 for the bowl of gumbo, and then, you know, another drink, about $13 in all. For Disney prices, that's not horribly, and that's not bad. But let's get into this gumbo. Let's see what it tastes like. Sausages, very tender. The hot sauce definitely helps a little bit. Although I don't really know, it's got a lot of spices in it, so I don't really need the hot sauce, but I like a little kick when it comes to my gumbo. So, you know, for it to be sitting in that gumbo so long, chicken, you'd think maybe the chicken would be mushy, not mushy at all. It's got a little bit of bite to it, and you know, I mean, that's the best part about it. The overall, is it the best gumbo I've ever had in my life? No, not by any means. I mean, I've been in New Orleans, had some, you know, authentic type of gumbo, fantastic. For a quick service location such as this, it's not bad, really. You know, especially in some of the very few cold nights we get out here, this bowl is just steaming hot. Come back from the parks, want something hearty. You know, you're tired, you've been walking around all day. This could definitely do the trick. And for, like I said, for an average Disney price, $8.99 for a bowl of this, that's not bad. So the one thing I will give this thing that's kind of a negative is the overall look is not great. Now, again, I've had some really good gumbo before, and you don't have so much of the oil sitting on top like this is. You know what? I'm okay to take a little bit of oil for something that tastes pretty good. Definitely, I had some without the hot sauce. I definitely would recommend putting a little bit of hot sauce in this. I think it improves it a little bit more, but it does have good spice, good flavor, good kick. And like I said, definitely something I would come back. I would actually come back and eat this again. If I'm going to rate it on a 1 to 10 scale, I'm going to give it a 7.2. 7.2 on the gumbo, and I would come back for it. So that's going to about do it for me here at Port Orleans Riverside. Walked all around the building, tried some gumbo, showed you guys all that this location has to offer. I hope this helped you guys with your, you know, if this is a place you guys are looking to stay on your vacation out here in Walt Disney World. Hope this helped you make a decision and you know, make this beautiful location part of your great memories that you're going to make with your families. If it didn't, maybe you want a little bit more, definitely check the links in one of these top corners. And I've done many more resort tours around there. Maybe those can help you, and you know, see if it's something that you guys want to do. Other than that, again, I just want to try to bring you guys all the information I can to help you guys make your best vacation decisions. If you guys enjoyed this video, I'd always appreciate it if you hit that red subscribe button down below along with those post notification bells. So that way you can get notified of all the most recent videos I do put out, as well as go ahead and also hit that like button along with that comment button. If you have any questions, you need to know more information about this location, please leave a comment, let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions. Other than that, that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you very much for coming along with me, and as I always like to say here on Mr. Techbot, do what you like, do what you love, and always, guys, unleash your inner nerd. Y'all have a great one. Later.